הנשיא של ישיבה יוניברסיטי, הרב לם, יושב ראש החבר הנאמנים של הישיבה, מר וייס, הידיד שלי, לודוויג ג'סלסון, שגריר ישראל לארצות הברית, הקונסולית הכללית של ישראל לניו יורק, כבוד הרבנים, גבירותיי, רבותיי, ואתם הסטודנטים. Now I have to come to English, even though, believe me, it's much easier for me to speak in Hebrew. I would like to thank you for inviting me to be here today in the Yeshiva University. President Lam, my name is Rabin, but by no means I pretend to be a rabbi. I'm just a soldier and a politician. By no means I reach the degree of rabbi. But I came over here in respect and admiration to your institution. The Yeshiva University, for years, set as its goal Jewish education. A unique combination of religious Jewish education, but also, in addition to that, a general education. And if there is anything more important nowadays, all over the Jewish communities, all over the world, is Jewish education as the means to maintain the Judaism of the Jewish people. I believe, and forgive me a little bit to reflect, you that 2 weeks ago I celebrated my 71st birthday. 71 years ago, plus 2 weeks, I was born in Jerusalem. I belong to the unique Jewish generation. A generation that had to experience, either personally or by their relatives, or by their mere being belong to the Jewish people, the two most dramatic events in the long Jewish history since the destruction of the Second Temple. The worst, the most horrible, tragic, dramatic event, the Holocaust, HaShoah. There was no such terrible event in the life of the Jewish people since we went on exile to face a crazy metoraf that could plan systematic destruction of the Jewish people. I can't recall all through our long history. And after we were saved, losing 1/3 of the members of the Jewish people, we succeeded to bring about, forgive me to say, the greatest achievement of the Jewish people, the recreation of the Jewish state in the only place that a Jewish state can be established, in the land of Israel, in Eretz Israel. I belong to what, before I left the service in the army, the youngster there used to call us Model 48. Those who belong to the generation that fought to achieve the independence of the state, but bear upon themselves the longest, the most painful, with so many casualties, the War of Independence. All the declarations that were made in the big building in New York, it was not yet here. The recognition of the world in the right of the Jewish people to have their own independent state in Eretz Israel would have remained just papers if the small Jewish community, 600,000 then, did not have the leadership, the capability, the readiness to fight the longest and the most painful war in the history, the short history of the land of Israel. We believe that the unique opportunity might be once in a thousand years was given to us. And we believe that God helps those who help themselves. And we stood and created what was not expected, not by the Arabs, not by the governments of Europe and the United States. And we won the war. And the Jewish state recreated. When I look back to the last 71 years that I am alive, and most of them I spent in Eretz Israel under the British mandate in the state of Israel. And I try to sum up what has taken place. When I was born in Jerusalem, the Jewish community there was 150,000. Small minority among those who reside then in the British mandate in Palestine. Only a beginning of Jewish education, agriculture, little bit industry, revival of the Hebrew language. 71 years, over 4 million Jews in Israel. I believe that in the coming 5 to 10 years, there will be more Jews in Israel than any Jewish community, including in this country. I believe we reached independence. We combined Jewish values and the technology of the end of the 20th century. We proved that we can create again full Jewish life in a Jewish state with all which is needed to provide the people of Israel most of their needs. and above all, capable to withstand any threats to its very existence. I was asked, not in the White House, but on the Capitol Hill, if we agree to something that in return American soldiers will be deployed somewhere. Said we are proud, even though we are a small country, in numbers of people. We are proud that we have never asked any American soldier, one American soldier, to shed one drop of his blood for the defense of Israel. We can do it alone. And we have proved it. And if the need will come, we'll prove it again. But allow me to say, Israel was created not only for the sake of those who live there. I believe the essence of the return to Zion, the creation of the Jewish state Israel, is to fulfill two main roles in the life of the Jewish people. One, to find a place, a Jewish state, that every Jew in need, because he's Jewish, to be persecuted, oppressed, threatened, to go to Israel by the right of being Jewish, and to be there from the first day of his arrival, an Israeli citizen, part of our society. We would like those who are not under oppressions, not persecuted, to see in the creation of the Jewish state a unique challenge, and to join with us in building the state of Israel. But Israel will not fulfill its duty, its goal, its destiny, if it will not help, of course, after maintaining our faith and religion, to assist Jewish communities to maintain their Jewishness. And I believe the links, the bonds that connect Jewish communities from all over the world to Israel, visits to Israel, coming to Israel, is our contribution to what is done here, Jewish education, to maintain the Jewishness of the Jewish communities abroad, to prevent assimilation, intermarriage, and all the other unfortunate plagues that here and there affect the Jewish community. I believe today Israel can look ahead with great pride of our achievement, but never forget our Jewish destiny in our life, in the role of Israel, in the life of the Jewish people. And it was proved in the last 2 years, the waves of new immigrants from what used to be the Soviet Union, Operation Solomon to bring the Falasha Jews from Ethiopia, show the real meaning and the purpose of the state of Israel. I believe that we can look ahead with great confidence about our capability to continue to build the country, to bring in more Jews, to defend ourselves, but also to aspire to peace, but peace that will give us peace and security. Peace, peace, which will not give us security, has no meaning to us. But allow me to say, to conclude by saying, Israel is there, strong Jewish state. But once we decided that the Jewish state will be there in the land of Israel, we decided also who will be our neighbors. 120 million people that belong to the Arab countries and the Arab peoples, might be 50 to 70 million more Muslims. And there are only two ways to Israel to live in the region. One, by trying to achieve peace and security that hopefully reduce, if not eliminate, the threats of war, violence and terror, or to continue to live under threats of war, violence and terror. And we prefer the saying and the hope that lo le'olam tochal cheret. We want to change the situation because these are the only two alternatives to Israel. There is no a third one. I believe also to aspire to peace, a real peace that gives security, is a real meaning of being Jewish. This is why the government, as other governments, tried in the past, tries today, and will try in the future to achieve peace, but peace and security, to let us live in the Jewish state, free of threat and terror, and focus on building the positive aspect of the life of a Jewish people in a Jewish independent state. It might take time. It's a prolonged process. But everyone like me, who served for 27 years as a soldier, have seen victories, but have seen also the painful price of the victories. I would like to look at the eyes of the mothers and the fathers of the Israeli soldiers, the present, the future, and to say with clear conscience, if we have to engage in fighting, in wars, violence, terror, it is because we, the government, have tried our best to prevent them by the achievement of peace and security. And only I'll be able to look straight to their eyes once there will be a war. Whenever there is a continuation of violence and terror, when I'll be convinced that I've tried my best to achieve peace and security. And if they have not been achieved, it's because the other side, the Arab side, did not want it. This is my feeling. This is my responsibility to the security of Israel and the security of the sons and the daughters of Israel that might be called and are called to fight for the existence of Israel and the security of its population. We hope and we believe that there are opportunities. We have to be careful not to rush, not to hesitate, to be determined, and to find out if there are partners for peace, to peace and security, and to follow what can be done to achieve them. Again, thank you very much for having me here, and I wish to the Yeshiva University all the best continuation of in the unique role that you have fulfilled for such a long time, and continue to teach the youngsters. Okay, we are a democratic country and expressions are allowed as long it is done nicely. No problem, no problem. And therefore, I continue to wish you to continue your tremendous achievement in education of the young generation of this country, and thank you very much for your successful achievements so far, and I wish you greater success in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for taking time from what I'm certain is a pressing schedule to bring this important message to us. We're delighted to have you with us, and I know everyone joins me in wishing you a happy belated birthday. We wish you good health, happiness, and may the good Lord give you the strength to carry on your leadership on behalf of the State of Israel and the Jewish people. My dear friends, it is a privilege for me to call upon a great international Jewish philanthropist of our era, a lifelong patron of education and culture, who, with his wife Erica, are the creators of some wonderful things in our institution at Yeshiva University Museum, our archives, and our library. I now call upon our chairman of our Board of Trustees, Ludwig Jesselson.
Thank you, Morris. Mr. Prime Minister, your address to our students, faculty and board members has been most inspiring and will be remembered for a long time. 25 years ago,